You can see the email up there. Please reach out to my colleague, Lisa. And with that, let's jump in. So welcome to today's webinar. It's the Food Waste Prevention Week Partner Info Session. This is info session number 1. There's going to be a second info session in February, but you don't have to attend that. You only need to attend one of them. We are co-hosting this, ReFed co-hosting it with the incredible Food Waste Prevention Week team, whom you will meet shortly. So thanks again for joining us today. We are grateful for you for taking the time to sit with us and learn about how you can support Food Waste Prevention Week 2025. My name is Jeff Costantino, and I am part of ReFed's communications team. For those of you who are not familiar with ReFed, we're a US-based nonprofit. We are working to catalyze the food system toward evidence-based action to stop wasting food. The goal of our work, and I'm sure all of yours as well, is to increase the adoption of food waste solutions. One of the ways that we help do that is by using our platform for events and webinars like this, which can help inform the work that all of you out there are doing. So before we get into today's conversation, I want to share just one quick announcement, and that is that registration is now open for the 2025 ReFed Food Waste Solutions Summit, which is taking place June 23rd to 25th in Seattle. And for a limited time, you can register at a special early bird discounted rate. This is the lowest price that you will be able to get a summit ticket for, so take advantage of it if you can. You can find additional information and can actually register for the summit at summit.refed.org. Okay, as I mentioned today, we're excited to partner with the Food Waste Prevention Week team to provide details about how you and your organization can become an official partner of the week, which takes place April 7th through 13th. Food Waste Prevention Week, for those of you who have been a part of it before or have sat on the sidelines and wish that you were a part of it before, it's more than just an event. It's a movement. It's powered by community, collaboration, and collective energy that inspires action and drives real results. And in just a few short years, it's really grown thanks to the efforts of the Food Waste Prevention Week team who you're going to meet, but also all of you out there who help bring everything to life in your community and across your networks. Last year, there were 790 Food Waste Prevention Week partners across 49 states. I'm going to make sure that Elaine Fiore tells us which was the 50th state that did not participate, and 22 different countries. Everyone was joining forces to educate and inspire real cultural change on food waste. So to take us through an overview of Food Waste Prevention Week 2025, what you can expect from that, and what is expected of you as a partner, I am excited to introduce Elaine Fiore, who is Behavior Change Lead for Food Waste at WRAP, and she is founder as well of the Food Waste Conservation Alliance, and really one of the beating hearts behind Food Waste Prevention Week for all these years. She's going to be joined by other members of the Food Waste Prevention Week team as well. So take it away, Elaine.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Good afternoon, everyone. We are so excited to have you with us to learn more about Food Waste Prevention Week 2025. As Jeff mentioned, I'm Elaine Fiore, and I have the honor of leading Food Waste Prevention Week along with our dynamic team who we have with us. We have Elaine Blatt from Oregon Department of Environmental Quality. We have Chef Allison Mountford of Ends and Stems, and Belinda Lee of Simon Fraser University. So just to tell you a little bit about what we're excited, what we've been planning since August, and we are excited to share with you what we have been planning for this year, and what, if you're new to Food Waste Prevention Week or you've been a part of it, what really, as Jeff mentioned, what really makes it special is it's a very authentic event. It's community driven, from grassroots organizations to leaders leading experts in the country. Having an event like this really creates the space on the calendar for all of us to come together to inspire action and raise awareness around food waste, preventing wasted food. So we'd like to thank the Refed team, Jeff, Lisa, and Nate, for hosting today's webinar, and thank you for making time to be here today. As you may or may not be aware, the session is being recorded, and as you know, you're muted for now, but we want you to put the questions in the chat. The recording of the webinar will be available on our Food Waste Prevention Week website sometime next week. So we'll go ahead and get started. So we know our audience. Stand by. So we know our audience. We would like you to tell us in the chat if this is your first time joining Food Waste Prevention Week, or if you have been a partner previously, how many years you've been a partner in Food Waste Prevention Week. And while you all are doing that in the chat, I'll share with you a little bit about what we're covering today. Our agenda for today, we're going to be talking about why participate in Food Waste Prevention Week, the benefits being a partner can provide to you and your organization. We're also going to cover what participating in Food Waste Prevention Week could look like for you, and the process to get started as an official partner. It's really easy, and we'll quickly run through that. And then finally, we'll answer any questions you may have. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to turn it over to the lovely Elaine Blatt.
Thank you, Elaine. I'm excited to be here today to talk to all of you in this info session. And where we're going to start is with the folks who really are responsible for getting this week up and running. And our team goes well beyond the 4 folks you're going to see today. You see on this slide logos from all of our members of the team. And if you look at them, you'll realize that they represent people from all aspects of food and food waste work across our country, and actually perhaps even beyond. And it's this dynamic team of experts and people who are passionate about this space that allow us to put together the event that we have to offer you this year. Have to just give a shout out to all these folks. They work really hard. This is not part of their day job most of the time, and we wouldn't have the event we have without them. So I'll just say, if you like what you see today on this call and you're interested in being part of this effort and our planning team next year, do feel free to reach out to us. We are always happy to have new voices at the table. So I know many of you are here because you understand the significance that preventing food waste has to positively affect our economy, the environment, and society as a whole. You may be familiar with Paul Hawken and the drawdown movement. Paul Hawken has identified food waste prevention as the number one way that we can all take action to reduce greenhouse gases in our environment. And you see here on this slide other important benefits to reducing food waste and to in terms of its reduction of environmental impacts, but also in providing safe and nutritious food to food insecure populations, and saving money. We can all save a lot of money if we reduce food waste in our households. Estimates range from Pennsylvania State University's estimate of just over $1,800 to a recent Refed estimate of $3,000. So we'd really like to know from all of you why you're interested in participating in Food Waste Prevention Week. And you see here on this slide four possible reasons for participating. But we'd love to hear your thoughts in the chat, either these or other reasons why you're here today. And I'm just going to pause briefly and see what we see in the chat. Yes, all 4. Yeah, I see a lot of votes for all 4. And also, but I think importantly, people are really keying in, I think, on the community that's involved here as we work together on this event. So I'll just move on to partner benefits to keep us on time. When Elaine Fiore really spearheaded creating this event several years ago, she really wanted to set up a situation that that allows organizations and municipalities and individuals to participate in an event that they might not have the capacity to create or to launch a campaign that's like this. And so we really do we have continued in that vein and hope that this is really a win-win opportunity for you and your organizations to get involved in something that's bigger and beyond your mission, but also importantly align with other organizations that have similar sustainability commitments and initiatives, and that we all collectively serve the greater good and have a positive impact on our communities and the environment by reducing the amount of food that goes to waste. You see here a number of the partner benefits we hope that you will experience as you participate in this, and I'll just highlight a couple that resonate with me. The idea of an easy plug-and-play Earth Month event, and we're going to talk a bit more about all the resources that you could access by participating in Food Waste Prevention Week, and also an opportunity to reach a newer and broader audience outside of your own network. Anyway, lots of partner benefits, and we hope that you'll agree that those benefits are worth your while to join us in this effort. So this is our partner map, and I love to show this map and talk about it because you can really just see how widespread participation is. The North America portion is pretty crowded with dots. These dots, you can click on them and they can help you see who else in your part of the country is participating. And you also see on the map that we even have participants from around the country. And I'm going to kick it back to Elaine because there have been some changes to this map that we want to tell you about. I think you're muted.
Can you hear me now? Okay, good. So when we first started tinkering with the website and adding the partner map, we did not realize what a valuable tool it would be to our partners. As Elaine mentioned, you're able to go on and see partners in your area. I've had people reach out. They're like, Elaine, I see 5 other partners that are close by that I've never worked before with on food waste. Could you connect me to them so we could potentially collaborate? So we use it like that. But we're in the process of transferring our website over to WordPress, which is a little bit more user-friendly than Wix. And so with the partner map, you'll be able to type in your area and you'll get a list of partners. And again, if you need to be connected to them, feel free to reach out. And to answer Jeff's question, the one state we did not have last year that we need your help to get this year is North Dakota. Now you can see on the map, can we get Ethiopia? Yes. We had, this map does not even show all of the countries that we had, India, we have people all over the world, but we couldn't get North Dakota. So this year we need your help to make sure we get all 50 states. Because the year before we had 48 states, then 49. So this is our year. It's our big 50. So please help us with that. So that's the partner map, and know that will change. It'll be a little bit easier to navigate. So getting into our camp, we're really excited to share with you about the campaign for this year. We've spoken before about if we're going to inspire action and ultimately change behavior, people have to feel connected to the messaging that we're sharing. We're really excited about the music theme that we have this year because, like food, music brings people together and it brings joy. And speaking of our planning team, we totally geeked out thinking of so many different ideas of puns and songs. Love the one you're with. I store it that way. We're not going to waste it. So during the week, we have some of these songs. And then, so you know, on Food Waste Prevention Week's Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, some of these ahead of I think they start in February. You'll see some of those. So feel free to share those if you see ones you like. So we went with, this is the campaign for this year. You can see to the left, there's remix recipes. So another one bites the crust. And then we've got some tune-in tips on ways to store herbs. And then there will also be infographics. So that's some of the content for this year. And our social media campaign is ultimately the umbrella of the campaign, right? And so there's messaging we work with Rocket Science Ad Agency, thanks to Elaine Blatt, and we provide a plug and play social media calendar, and it's for you to use to educate consumers. The way that the week works is the messaging spreads through all of us, through the communication toolkit, and the campaign is very partner centric. So there's all kinds of, we do get questions that people ask about if they can create their own post. The answer is yes. If you would like to use one post during the week, choose one of the posts and post, that's wonderful. If you want to take the captions or the photos or highlight the good work that you're doing, please feel free to do that as well. Giphies were new to us last year, so they were real. We didn't, a lot of our planning team didn't realize that Giphies were such a big deal, but people loved them. There was like over 2 million Giphies were used during Food Waste Prevention Week. And so the team at Rocket came up with some additional, you can use the ones from last year, and there are additional ones that can be found, and they're on Instagram, and then I think Facebook too. Partner momentum, as you can see over to the left, these are all posts that are that you all, our partners, created during Food Waste Prevention Week, and it really built momentum. Tag us at Food Waste Prevention Week. We share it out, and throughout everybody, because there's so many of us, it gets widely shared. Our hashtags for this year are hashtag FWPW and Food Waste Prevention Week, as it has been before. And then with the music theme, it was added Food Love Remix and Food Maestro. So in addition to being a social media campaign, we really use a multi-pronged approach to engage people, because not everybody's on social media. So there's in-person events, community service opportunities, webinars, engaging the K through 12 students and university students. And just to let you know, and I'll show you on the website, a couple of years, we like to be a hub of ideas to share and resources, and try to make things easy for people to plug and play. So Tennessee, their Department of Environmental Conservation, they really did a great job a few years ago. They started doing these bread to tap events, and they reached an audience we typically wouldn't reach. People just want to go get a beer. They get a brew that's made with bread. They play food waste trivia, and there's composting and chef demos and all kinds of great things. So on the website, there is, if you were interested in hosting an in-person event, there's a toolkit how to host an in-person event. There's resources on the website, as well as we hosted a info session in the fall, and there's the webinar video is located there as well. So, all right. So student engagement, when we first started Food Waste Prevention Week, we had to engage the youth. It was critical. I'm a former K through 12 teacher. So engaging students is really crucial in this chain. If we want to reach that tipping point on reducing wasted food, we need to engage our youth. RAP did a segmentation analysis. It was May, June of last year, and our 18 to 24-year-olds showed up as the highest food wasters. And that did not surprise me at all, coming from the K through 12 school system, because if a school does not have a cafeteria share table where kids could put food they're not going to eat, we are training our children day after day to treat food as trash. They don't have a lot of time to eat anyway. Here's my milk. It's perfectly good. Oh, where could I put it? Nowhere. Trash, trash, trash. So we want to make sure we're engaging our students. And we know kids are also a 2-for-1, because they will go home when they learn something, they will go home and tell their parents as well. So our K through 12 planning team is WWF, ASU, University of Arkansas. We have a group of really strong people on our K through 12 planning team. They're planning some citizen science food waste audits. for Food Waste Prevention Week. They're going to be hosting a webinar in March, so be on the lookout for that. Also, since we started, we do the art contest. And if you look at the website, the art that the kids create and the way they connect the value of food and express it really is beautiful. Last year, we piloted a poetry contest. They did haikus, which really were quite beautiful. So student engagement as well as university engagement is part of the week. Before I hand it over to Belinda for webinars, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. I'm going to switch screens and show you on the website where you can find most of the resources that you need. So, okay, tell me, can you see my food waste prevent? Oh, wonderful. All right, so I'm just going to walk you through this right here. If you have not registered already, please register. That's 66 days to Food Waste Prevention Week. Here's the link if you need to share with anyone for the next partner info session. As we scroll down, shout out to our sponsors who make this all possible, our planning team. Here's the partner map. Just a heads up, because we're transferring to WordPress, this one has not been updated. However, this list of 300 we have 300 partners already. These are all the registered partners. So that's there on the home page. What you are really going to be interested in is the partner portal. That's where the partner toolkit is in English and Spanish. Also, we need to give a shout out to our intern, Gabriella, who has helped us do a lot of translations. Our social media calendar, that's what you're going to want to see. This is what comes up. You can download the graphics here. The captions are there by date. And what we do ask is that April 7th is the first day of Food Waste Prevention Week. So the social media calendar that we share, we ask that we share it all out together during the week, April 7th. It has the song that's recommended. So we do a little eat or toss. We're looking at the messaging is around meal prepping and storage, date labels, some tips, and yep. So that's the social media calendar. The other thing I want to point out is there's a link. You can create your own text on the cassette graphic, which is right there, along with the proud to be a partner graphic. Bonus resources. Let me see. I think, oh, you know what? I already did bonus. I'll show you here. So bonus resources, there's from the Bad Apple campaign in Oregon, we've got a lot of the social media videos. There's additional Spanish assets, bingo card, bread to tap resources. The brewmaster Drew from Memphis shared his recipe for making a bread brew. So if you're interested in hosting a bread to tap with some partners, there's recipes in there, and feel free to reach out if you have questions. We've got the trivia, resources for libraries, lots of great things for you there. And here's the how to host an in-person event. Here are the templates. And I need to point this out, proclamation. Everyone always asks for the local jurisdiction, the proclamation of the week. This is where it is. We have them both in English and in Spanish. And this is where you'll find the partner info session recording from today. Next week, I'm going to go to get involved. You can see there's all kinds of information there. I did want to point out, so I have to move this menu bar. Hold on. Okay. So something new that we added to for Get Involved is cities. Darby Hoover and Anya from NRDC are also on our planning team, and they've shared a lot of the resources that they used for the Food Matters cities. So there's public commitment on food waste, a restaurant challenge, all kinds of resources. And we also have resources to be shared from the Environmental Law Institute. Webinars. Belinda's going to speak about webinars, but I just have to show you, just because the new website's going to change over shortly. If for some reason you refresh on the webinar page, it disappears and goes to this. Not to fear, just click out of it and click back, and presto magico, you will have your webinar page back. So webinars and events, if you're hosting an in-person event, there's a form And if you let us know, here's the video if you wanted to watch the info session. But if you're hosting an in-person event, just fill out the form for us and we'll put it on the website and help to promote it as well. So I think that is it for the partner portal tour. I would like to now turn it back over. Or actually turn it over to, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to turn it over to Belinda, who is going to talk a little bit about, let me move you, about webinars. And, okay, over to you, Belinda. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Elaine. I'm Belinda, and I'm one of the people on the webinar committee, and I'm going to tell you about what all the webinars are about. So each year we have a series of webinars that we pretty much put onto our website, and they are hosted by different organizations or groups who want to show something that they've done or something that would be great for other people to learn about. So we have some guidelines for webinars. They are up to 50 minutes. They don't have to be 50 minutes on the dot, but they should not be any more than 50 minutes. So if it's a little bit less than that, that's completely fine. And for the webinars, we will need you to do your own registration, your own hosting, as well as recording it, because we will put the recordings onto our website so that people can look at them and view them later. And for the webinars, we do have a application form. So we just want you to fill that out. So let us know who you are, what you plan to present, and then also the time slots that you would like to have, so you can let us know which ones you prefer. If you submit your webinar application for the early bird deadline, there's a higher chance you'll get the time slot that you want. We do also have a second deadline that is on February 21st. So that's kind of the latest date you'll be able to get something in. But if you really want to get that time slot that you want, then you should get your application in on February 7th. I'm going to be here to answer questions about webinars if you have any. And then also Allison is also on the webinar committee and will be here for questions. That's it.
All right. There's a great question in the chat about the webinar. I'm on that committee and the cooking challenge committee. So I'm going to answer that question out loud really quickly, but which webinars have been successful in the past? And we've had an amazing range of webinars. So everything from consumer facing, whether that was donations, where you can donate your food if you're staying in an Airbnb afterwards. I did one about meal planning to reduce food waste from your home kitchen. We've also had commercial facing, industry facing webinars that were successful, like how to have less waste after a catering event at a hotel, or food rescue, how to get people involved or get more food from food bank to food bank and to the customers. So it's a pretty big range. We're inviting you to share with us what your work is, and we'll, help share it and drive people to it. And most of our webinars were pretty well attended. So tell us what you've got. And if you have any other questions, you can reach out individually, but there's not really any cap on who would be the audience for webinars. Okay, so cooking challenge. I'm Allison. I spent most of my career as a chef. I teach about reducing household food waste, but I was a caterer and a personal chef for a really long time as well. So I'm a natural host for the cooking challenge, along with my partner Rachel, who hosts Eater Toss. This is our second year hosting the cooking challenge. Last year we had about 30 entries, which was amazing. And this year we'd like to get more entries than that. So anyone can enter this, whether you're a partner, or you're a partner with an email list and you want to send out information about the cooking challenge to your audience as well. And we're calling it a cooking challenge instead of a recipe challenge, so nobody has to feel intimidated in not knowing how to technically write a recipe. And also, cooking to reduce food waste is more like a chopped challenge than it is a very specific, high end following a recipe. So we are opening the entries from March 3rd to April 16th. On March 3rd, on the website where Elaine was showing you before, there will be a link. It's a Google Doc, super simple, to submit your cooking challenge. So what we want to hear from you is what was left over in your house and how did you use it up? So last year, one of my personal favorite entries was somebody had a tray of donuts left over in their office kitchen, and they upcycled those leftover donuts into a donut bread pudding so that it lasted longer. It didn't matter if the donuts went stale, and they were able to kind of tamp down the sweetness a little bit. We had folks talking about pasta salads and how they would add what was in their produce drawer. So we're grading this afterwards, myself and Rachel, who runs Eater Toss. It's a little subjective. We've put on there, we're looking for things that might inspire other folks to reduce their food waste when cooking. How much food are you actually using up? How creative are you? Have we not seen this recipe before when we're talking about food waste recipes? But again, the guidelines are pretty loose. The hope is that folks will have fun with this. If you want to submit a photo, we've given instructions on here how you can tag Food Waste Prevention Week, but also my account, which is called Ends and Stems, and Rachel's account, which is Eater Toss. We will reshare those. And then at the very end of it all, when we choose our winners, there are actually 5 $100 prizes. And again, unlike most competitions where since you're involved in this, you would normally be disqualified, you can actually win. So it doesn't matter if you're a partner, you can still win. Probably Elaine, maybe you're the only one who we wouldn't let win, but so we encourage you to share it, have fun with us, help us get to over 30 recipes or cooking challenges submitted this year, and we'll announce the winners on April 16th. So it'll be a little bit after Food Waste Prevention Week. And what won last year? I actually honestly can't remember which recipe won last year, but I do think it's listed on the website. We had like our top 5 listed on the website last year. Oh, also importantly, you can submit more than once. So we did have somebody submit a couple of options last year. So I hope you'll consider entering and share this if you have your own social media presence or your mailing list. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Allison and Belinda, for those great presentations on the webinars and the cooking challenge. Elaine Fiore mentioned earlier how much fun we all on the planning committee had thinking about song parodies for our Food Waste Rockstar theme for this year. And we thought, and because this is a social media effort, we thought, how cool would it be to try to engage people around the country in creating their own song parodies and posting them and associated videos to the website. So we created the song parody contest. So we're putting out a call to everyone to create a parody song, and they can take inspiration from the parody songs that they'll be seeing each day during the week that Elaine showed you earlier. And ask, that these songs highlight food-saving habits at home, like checking date labels, meal planning, other creative ways to use leftovers. Participants can simply write and perform their parody, post it on social media, tag it with Food Waste Prevention Week, and the hashtag Food Waste or FWPW Parody Contest to enter. Short video, about 30 seconds. Submissions will open for the competition during Food Waste Prevention Week with a final deadline of April 14th, 2025. The most creative, relevant, and entertaining entry will win a $100 gift card and be featured in our official channels. So I know everyone's going to want to do this. And winners will be announced on May 1st via Instagram. And then no shortage of contests for Food Waste Prevention Week because if you're like me, you like to enter these things, and so you want to do it. This is a simple one, Instagram follower engagement contest. We did this last year and it proved to be quite successful. It's an easy contest. All you have to do to enter is like a post, follow the account, tag a friend, and each additional tag counts as an additional entry. And then at the end of Food Waste Prevention Week, we will have a random drawing, and winners will get some kitchen food storage prize. Some of the prizes we've had in the past included reusable silicone food savers, an OXO Good Grips Green Saver, Herb Keeper, an everlasting meal cookbook. That would be very cool to have. And other sort of silicon storage things that will help you keep food longer in your home. So engage on Instagram, tag us, follow us, and enter, and you might win in the drawing. So as Jeff mentioned in the introduction, over the 4 years that Food Waste Prevention Week has really expanded out from its Florida origins to the national level, it's grown like gangbusters. And you can see that through the numbers here. We are looking forward to continuing this momentum in 2025. We hit 792 partners last year. We beat our 750 goal, but we were just shy of 800. So we think we can do better. And so we're hoping this year to get at least 850 partners, perhaps more. And we hope that you all will help us do that. So this is how you do it. Signing on as a partner is easy. I think I saw in the chat somewhere someone asking about whether or not there's a cost to join as a partner. No, it is absolutely free. And it's the simplest thing you can do. Just go to our website. You'll find a button for registering as a partner. And then once you're a partner, what we hope you'll really do is create a plan for maximizing your partnership. Create your plan, visit the partner portal, take a look at the communications toolkit, and share information with other folks in your networks and in your jurisdictions. If you have the time and interest, plan a virtual or in-person event. And then, of course, it's a social media campaign, so please do follow us on social media and tag us. And we just encourage all of you to help us expand our collective reach and impact by sharing this opportunity with your networks. And speaking of partners, we do have a little friendly competition across our states, and I'm sitting here with a slight feeling of unhappiness because my state, the state of Oregon, is currently sitting in second place. I know, Washington, yeah, we're coming for you, I promise. So if you're an Oregonian on this call today and you're not a partner yet, please sign up. Or if you know someone else who hasn't, please encourage them to sign up, because Oregon can't lose to Washington State yet another year. But to the rest of you, you can get your states on this leaderboard too, if you're not already there, by signing up as a partner, and we encourage you all to do it.
For the states, I've had like state agencies want to know, okay, who are, I know my network, who's registered, so I know who to reach out to. So we're happy to share that information out as well if you're trying to find out who in your state has already registered.
Okay, we're coming up on the end here. The last thing we wanted to talk about, and this is a special way that if you're really interested in Food Waste Prevention Week, you can engage in by signing on to be a sponsor. And what you'll see here is logos from our fantastic sponsors, including my agency, the Department of Environmental Quality. These sponsors play an important role in allowing us to create the kinds of content that Elaine described for you, and to keep this activity up and running. I will just say that the Department of Environmental Quality as a sponsor does this just because we value the way that Food Waste Prevention Week allows us to leverage the work that we do within our own state. There are so many resources that Food Waste Prevention Week provides that we couldn't possibly develop on our own. We have a limited staff, and so our sponsorship money actually helps contribute to the development of a lot of the content, the creative content that you saw on the website. So if you're interested and your organization is able, please do contact us about the possibility of providing sponsorship money for the event. And with that, I will wrap things up and turn it back over for opening if the discussion for questions.
Great. Thank you so much for that presentation, both Elaine's, Allison, Belinda. Ton of great information there. As I suspected, it was so comprehensive. We didn't get a ton of questions from the audience, but we did get some and some comments. Some questions about technical questions related to the toolkit and the website and stuff. Just wanting to questions about when the 2025 partners would be available and posted on the webpage. Things like that. Somebody had commented that one of the links may not be working on the social media calendar. So just a couple of things we'll make sure
Oh,
that
I
the
will
web
say this, the Spanish, the English social media calendar, it should be functioning properly. The Spanish one is not ready yet, and that we anticipate that to be ready at the beginning of next week. As for the partner map, after February 7th, the partner map will be updated, but I do have the partners listed. So if you want to look for your name on that list, we do update that each week.
Cool. And so I see a question that's just popping up. Where can I find the application to do a webinar?
Yeah, that's on the Foodways Prevention Week website under webinars, and I believe it got pasted. There we go. Thank you, Lisa. So you can just go to that link, and there is a form that you can click on. It's just like a Google form, and you can put everything in there. There we go. Allison's on it.
Someone is questioning, I know you just mentioned Spanish language materials, Elaine. Someone is asking how many languages will materials and assets be available? Just English and Spanish?
It's just English, yes.
Okay.
English, and we have English and some of our Spanish materials.
Okay. A couple comments. I thought this was a useful comment for some people when it came to putting songs on Instagram posts. Someone just commented about making sure that you have a creator account for that. A government account is set up as a business, so sometimes songs are not accessible. So just make sure that your account is listed properly there.
And I don't know that I mentioned that this year they did a how-to in the partner toolkit. So it kind of walks you through if you wanted to add songs and getting your social media set up.
Okay. I see a good question coming in from Maryland saying, do you have any other audiences in mind that you have historically had difficulty engaging that you would like us to have in mind as we do our outreach and or propose webinar topics?
That is a great question that I don't think that we have really taken into consideration as we've kind of evolved from just state-based to now we're catching our groove. This is going to be the 4th year national. And that's a great question on honing in. Are there audiences that we want to hone in on? And that's Maryland. So when we have our planning team meeting, if that's Shannon, we have our planning team meeting next week, we could talk to the group about that. We appreciate it. Oh, Allison, go ahead.
Just an addition, it's a slightly different question, but since we are nationwide now, as you bring your own audience to watch your webinar and register through this platform, those people that you bring to the Food Waste Prevention Week site will see the other 30 plus webinars that are there and sign up for other webinars. So if you're coming in from Maryland and you have your own list of 2,000 people and you get 40 people to sign up, those folks might also see partners in Oregon or North Dakota. So to some extent, the best thing you can do is just participate and put your own webinar on here and bring your own audience to everybody else.
Yeah.
I know
Also
that's a
from
slightly different question.
sorry, from the webinar side, I think what we have had previously were, I think maybe 1 or 2 webinars that were multilingual. And I think if we had more options that kind of cater to people who are from like different languages or different cultural backgrounds, that would be really great.
Another question is just talking about commitments when becoming a partner. I think this is a really great question. The questioner says, I'd like to become a partner, but I'm unsure whether the undertaking might be bigger than I think.
Oh, well, there's the light lift and the heavy lift. The light lift is register as a partner, and during the week, put out a post on social media or do one of the activities. And then if you want to go, like Elaine Blatt said, gangbusters, you can host a webinar, be a part of hosting an event. That's more of a heavy lift. But yeah, the light lift for a partner is register and then engage in the social media or something, another light.
Yeah. This is an interesting question. Curious if this is something that will occur regardless of the chaos coming out of Congress. Not sure the structuring between you both. So anything that's happening and coming out of Washington, it's not going to keep Food Waste Prevention Week down.
Us back. No, I think that with any environmental sustainability topic, you find your audience, whether it be through the environment, whether it's through saving money, whether it's through community building and feeding people. So I think that there's enough flexibility in it that you can choose your message. And I will say this, being in Florida, all right, being in Florida a couple of years ago, we had some social media, we had state agencies that were part of the planning team for Food Waste Prevention Week. And then some of the posts had sustainability, or if they had climate, they could not post that. So our messaging is such that there's not much in the messaging that would be flagged. And if you know your audience, if there's something that you think wouldn't be suitable, or it wouldn't get the message wouldn't get out, then you can modify it.
And I'll just jump in and add that one of the fantastic things, to my mind, about Food Waste Prevention Week is that it truly is a grassroots effort that's not dependent on participation by the federal government. So the support for this effort is coming from all parts of the country, from state governments, from local governments, from individual organizations. And for that reason, we're strong and resilient. And so we'll be fine.
Yeah, and food waste tends to be not pretty bipartisan.
Yeah. Good question, good responses. A couple other questions related to the webinars again. So I'm just going to read the question. So are the webinars with the forms different than partners posting upcoming events, which included webinars last year? So
Yes, so there's one form for signing up to be a partner, and then there's a separate form if you want to apply to host a webinar.
okay. What was the hashtag for the song parody contest again?
Stand by. Let's see. Hashtag FWPW parody contest.
All right.
Good. We're looking forward to your entry.
Yeah. Another question here. Beyond the social media actual graphics that you create, are there different social media elements that people can use, like logos and icons and stickers and things like that?
Yes, and they are in the partner portal.
All right.
Usually under those should be under bonus resources.
Some of the stickers are in Instagram as well. So if you go to post an Instagram story and then you go up into the little sticker thing and type in Food Waste Prevention Week, you can add them right on your Instagram post in the app.
All right. We had a question come in about library books. Someone is saying that they can set up a display of relevant library books and wanted to
Wonderful.
know the list.
Okay, well, let me let you know. We do have a list. It was 7 generations ahead. They did an amazing job for International Composting Week coming up with a list of books. And they did the same for Food Waste Prevention Week. So under bonus resources, libraries, there's a list of books. And I'm glad you asked that question because I did not mention, we have a children's book author, Vernon Gibbs, who wrote When Good Fruit Goes Bad. And he has offered again this year during Food Waste Prevention Week, if your school or your library would like him to do a read. He's based in New Jersey, so if you're close to him, he will visit you, but otherwise he will do it virtually. He does a reading of the book. He, I forget the main character, Hank Huckleberry, I think is the main character. He does an art lesson with the students on how to draw the characters, and he does a Q&A. Awesome guy, and it's on the website. If you look under K through 12 and scroll down, you could click the form and sign up for him.
All right. And I think one question that I don't know if this is going to be an easy one to answer or not, but thoughts on giveaway items. I know, Elaine, you talked about some, but people are asking, are there suggestions on any other giveaway items that you may have thought of that organizations could take advantage of your ideas? And they say last year we gave away stasher bags, like those reusable Ziploc bags.
We could share, we just came up with, for that Instagram contest that we had done, we gave the winners a menu, like we did a form and they could check which prize that they wanted. So some of them chose the glass storage and different food items. So that's what we just looked at, items where it would help people store their food in the kitchen. And we do have a list of some. So you can feel, I did put the email on the, look how clever, on the cassette tape, Elaine@foodconservationalliance.com. Feel free to email me and I will be happy to share with you the list we have and chat up ideas for food saving prizes.
Yeah, if there's any who want like kind of lower cost ones, and so I'm actually from Canada, but one thing that they did with Love Food Hate Waste was Eat Me First stickers.
Yep.
So they're essentially stickers that are meant for you to put in the fridge for things that you want people to eat first.
Love that. Well, I think that is the questions. I'm not seeing any more come in on the chat. I think we covered everything that people were asking throughout the discussion. So I think we can close things out. I want to say thanks to both of the Elaines, to Allison, to Belinda, the rest of the Food Waste Prevention Week team who are not on this call. And of course, thanks so much to everybody out there for taking time out of your business schedules to join us and to learn about how you can be a partner. Covered a ton of information today. We're going to be following up shortly with a recording of the discussion, as well as some follow-up information, plus emails for the Food Waste Prevention Week team for any questions that do come up later. And as always, if you want to get in touch with ReFed, please use the contact information that's on the screen. Just want to encourage everybody to be a part of this. And I like how Elaine described the low lift version of being a partner and the heavy lift version of being a partner. So even if it's just sharing social media posts, you're going to see a ton of people sharing it in your feeds, and you're definitely going to want to be a part of it. So hope you all participate and have a great rest of your week and a great weekend as well. It's almost the weekend. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
Jeff and team.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Yes, thanks to the ReFed team.